What is going on, guys? Welcome back. As you can see outside here, another lovely day. It's been raining, of course, but we have been in the shop. We have been getting work done on the 12 which you guys probably already saw. To get to the title of this video, first off, I know you guys are all wondering, so let's just get that out of the way. All right, here's what we got. Here's what we got. We have a note here. The note says, if it would ever focus, the entire parking area must be clear of any and all vehicles Sunday morning. You cannot get back into the shop till Tuesday morning. The whole weekend. The whole weekend. So we are getting temporarily kicked out of the shop this weekend. The driveway outside is getting seal coated, so we're not going to be able to get back in here unless I like walk down, and I don't know. I'm not sure if we're really going to be able to get back in here or not. So we're gonna try and bust butt on the first gen here, get a lot of work done. As you can see, we have got all of the VE stuff pretty much ripped off. Got the pump, the cover, all of the injector stuff, the factory return lines, and we are down to pulling the cam, getting all the valve train stuff out of the way. We are going to try and pull all of the exhaust turbo side stuff pulled off as well again tonight, and really just see how far we got. So in order to pull the case, you guys know that we have to replace this case for our new one over there. I'm not even going to get into that, but we have to pull the case. So we have to pull the cam out first. The cam is kind of in the way of the case coming off. So cam has to come off, case then can come off. The case is actually held in by a series of bolts, the killer dowel pin, which is right there, and then a couple of them down here. So the cam has these two bolts and then just pulls out once the push rods are out of the way. Then what we're going to go in and do is get our wooden dowels here. We're going to put our wooden dowels in and then lift up the tappets, get all of the tappets lifted up out of the way, and then pull the cam out. So what we have to do is, like I said, get all the valve train out of the way, wooden dowels, get the tappets pulled up, and then hopefully pull the cam out no problem. And then we can take the rest of the case off. We did actually pin time the cam. The cam timing pin is right in the back there. We have that pin time, so we know that the engine right now is at #1 top dead center. Very tried and true. Again, what I was saying with the valve lash before, you can see both intake and rocker are loose on #1, so we know we're at #1 top dead center. And like I said, I put yellow paint marks right here, and then once it's on #1 top dead center, we have this intake, this exhaust, this exhaust. These can all be adjusted, rotated around again 360, then just do the ones without the paint marks, just to give you a better visualization of what I was talking about last time. But that is where we're at. We're going to keep plowing ahead, hopefully get as much done as possible, get everything torn down tonight. We do have to get our cam gear pressed off of that cam so we can press the new gear onto the new Hamilton cam. We're going to need to do that before we can then put the case back on and everything else. So, well, actually, no, I said that backwards. We can put the case on, then put the cam back in. But again, we're going to stop talking. We're going to keep working, get the rest of this out of the way. Alright guys, we got all of the valve train off, all of the push rods out. We have our wooden dowels tapped into our tappets, which ride on our camshaft here. We have them lifted up. We have them rubber banded together. That way they kind of just pinch together and stay up. And now we are ready to pull our cam. We have our cam retainer bolts out and we are ready to start pulling this cam out. Now, this is where you want to be very sure that all of your dowels are into your tappets well enough that they're going to stay there and they're going to stay down, and these things are not going to drop, because if the cam comes out and they drop, they're going right into your oil pan. and then you're going to pull your engine out to go retrieve them. So be very, very confident, be very, very sure. I actually haven't done this a whole lot myself, so I still get a little nervous, but we're going to go ahead and pull the cam out. Once the cam is out, we are going to go to, here it is. We have our tray, which is kind of like, not quite halfway, but has a quarter of it cut off the top. We're then going to slide that into the cam tunnel. Going to drop our tappets into this, retrieve them out, and that's how we're also going to put the new ones in. But for now, we're going to pull the cam out and then shove this guy in there. Alright, so we got our cam out. Everything looks pretty good. Doesn't have a whole lot of wear. Not too much that I can see. Has a little bit of marks here and there, but nothing too bad for the amount of miles that are on this. So we have our little tray here. Get that all squared away, and you can kind of see now we can undo these. We'll undo, so, oh man, that rubber band just broke. I need to get some better rubber bands. So let me put these kind of down. That one already fell, and you can kind of see there is your tappet. So what we're going to do is just kind of bang these up a little bit, and depending on how hard you hit them in, they're going to require a little bit of force to try and, okay, just like that. And then what we have, this kit that, and again, our man Mikey G hooked us up with this kit here. We also have this little hook thing here. Oh, I didn't even show you guys. Kind of go in there, grab them like that, pull them right out. We'll keep that off to the side. That's number one. Let me pull this one out. So there's a fine line between hitting them in too hard to the point where they get really hard to bang out. But you get so nervous that they're going to fall that you want to make sure that they're in. Okay, that one came out. Let me try and do a better job of showing you guys here. Oh, it stayed in. Let me push it down. Okay. Go, you can see it there. We'll grab our little hook thing here, pull it out. There you go. There's your old tappets. I don't know how well the camera is going to really focus and pick this up, but you can kind of see on any flat tappet engine, I do believe pretty much every engine builder, even though these I don't think look terrible in the grand scheme of things, they are always going to tell you that, especially with a lot of miles, you know, every tappet is mated to each lobe and they all have wear pattern on them, so you want to replace the tappets when you do your cam. So we're going to go ahead and pull all the rest of them out, and then I will show you guys the process of putting the new ones in, and we can finish taking off the rest of the front case there. Alrighty guys, we are all set. We are all done. We got all the tappets out, all the factory tappets out, got the tray out, found 3 tappets that were in pretty bad shape. The other thing you can use too, besides this little long thing, is a long magnet that I was using too, which worked really well. But here are 3 of the bad ones. This is why you don't put these back in with a new cam. Got some pitting going on here. I think this one was the worst one, yeah. Yeah, you don't want that on your brand new cam. So what we're using now is Hamilton's 1.45. They have a little bit bigger face to them. Pretty nice units. You want to lube these things up. And what we're going to be using is we're going to be putting them back in one at a time. We're going to stick the, actually, well, we got to swap the cases first, but we're going to take that case off, get our new case on. We do actually have the case to block gasket, which we're going to put on. I'll show you guys that. But the basic procedure, which a little easier said than done, but what you want to do is you got this little string with a little rubber grommet here that's going to push into the tappet here. You're going to slide the string down from the top down through here, get your string, put your tappet on, and then kind of pull the string and kind of, you know, pull it up. Then you're going to get it up, and then, well, I'll show you guys when we do it, but you kind of have to use the tray, and then you have to flip the tray over. That way you can put the tappet on the back side, push your wooden dowel back on, then hold it up. And then you got to do that for every single one, all while not dropping them back down. So you got to make sure the wooden dowels are in them good again. But yeah, we're moving along. We're doing well. I still want to try and get all of this off tonight. So we don't have anyone that can help us. We don't have a press here, so we can't press our new cam on here anyway. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we'll be able to get that out, but that we should have taken better care of doing. Alrighty, so whatever you do, don't do what Greg just did. You can kind of hear that we dropped a bolt, but luckily it is right there. It is a small bolt that probably would have came out with the oil. Obviously, we drained all the oil before we did all this, but you want to be careful because now the front of your oil pan is exposed, and you don't want to drop anything down in there that you can't get back. So don't do that. So there's a dowel right here that the case rests on, and then the other dowel that is the killer dowel pin. I believe that's that one right there. And then we're going to put a new gasket. The gasket kind of comes down here, up through here, and what we need to do is clean all this up really well without getting any of it down in the oil pan, is kind of merge the oil pan gasket to your block to case gasket and clean all that up, and then merge them and put our new case on. Alrighty guys, currently about 9:30 now. We are all done. We are pretty much torn down as far as we are going to go. A couple of little things that I want to do, but the turbo exhaust manifold completely off, all the feed stuff. We might be taking off the oil filter housing, modifying that just a little bit for the future air plans, which is ordered, is done, should be on the way, will require some major fabrication. Don't worry, we have people that can help us with that. We are torn down completely and cleaned up. This took probably the longest, like a solid hour. The gasket that was on here, just, you know, 20, 30, 40, however ancient this dinosaur is, but took a while to clean up, busted out the whizzy wheel, tried to go lightly on everything, got that all cleaned up, ready to go for the new gasket, which we do have, and we have a timing cover gasket, which is good. Took off the oil pump. If you guys remember, the oil pump, water pump, all the accessories and the tensioner and stuff was all new when we had this thing apart, probably, I don't even know, 8 months ago, something like that. So no need to change any of that stuff while we are there. Look at that, international. Got ourselves a harvester on here, but we are good to go. We can put the cover back on probably soon, get the new tappets put in. We'll go over that process at a later time. We are going to be wrapping it up here shortly, but everything is good. With the new stuff that we ordered, I did order the new T because there's an oil feed line that needs to come up here for the pump, which we have. So nice Keating machine tappet cover doing its job. But that's about it. I do need to check into, these are aftermarket valve springs that were on here before. I don't know if they are going to be enough for the P-pump RPM, so we're going to have to check on that. But other than that, guys, we are pretty good. Pretty good for one day. I'm not too shabby. You guys can't tell a little bit, I don't know, as the night is going on, I don't really feel all that great. I don't know if I'm coming down with something or not, but just not really feeling it. It wasn't really feeling it before I came here, but I was like, you know what? I refuse to let that get in the way. We are getting stuff done, especially now that we're going to lose the weekend here. So we'll try and get some rest tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow. That's going to do it, guys. Make sure you guys Daytona truck meet, 10 days. We'll be there. Dirty Diesels, guys. Josh and Aaron are coming with us now, too. So they have a booth set up. So we'll all be out there. We'll be all hanging out. Make sure you guys come out there. All right, I'm done. Hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. See you guys tomorrow.